everybody. This is Dr. A, your number one alignment coach. I like to call myself the congruence creation coach. I love to give people the value I call alignment. Well, I'm from Zambia, but I'm visiting a beautiful country called Namibia, still in Southern Africa, and I've had a great opportunity and a privilege to be in Windhoek and to be with my brother and to be at his studios. And so he's graced me with his studios to do my show, but then interview him. Now that's a lot of generosity. So I'm in the studio of a great man. He's a serial entrepreneur, he's an author, but at the same time he's a man of the cloth. He is called Pastor Anthony N. A great author, a great entrepreneur, and a great minister of the word of the living God. And so I don't know where you're watching from, but if you're watching from the city of Windhoek or from Southern Africa, it's in the afternoon. And so I want to say a great afternoon to you and welcome to the program, me and my friends, where we discuss a little bit about everything but give you much value for a fulfilled life. So help me welcome a great man, a great author, a great entrepreneur, a father, and my brother and my friend, Anthony.
Yeah, afternoon.
Give me a shake of the hand. Hi.
I'm pretty good, Doctor. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. It's beautiful to be in your studio.
Yes.
I love those glasses. Do you think I should wear them? It's very hot.
Okay.
You like me in these?
Those ones are much better.
Thank you. All right. How did you come up with all this beautiful studio? And I also see something called Super Live. Beautiful place. What was the brain behind this studio? Why?
Basically, it has been an ambition, a passion. I think from childhood I've been in a lot of theater and program as I develop into TV and all that. So it's all part of one package, which is my purpose in life, and to bring what I believe, the message, and this becomes a vehicle.
Right.
Now, you can't afford to be renting somebody else's platform to be able to communicate your purpose in life. So you need to create at some point your own platform where you are free to express yourself. There are no limitation. So that was how, from the genesis of or the inception of time, I've been building this studio.
Awesome, amazing. I like it every time you link every answer to purpose. Today, viewers, fans, friends, and followers, we're going to discuss the power of networking and relationship building. The power of networking and relationship building. It's going to be an amazing topic. But before we get into that, I want to ask my guest to reveal to us the power and purpose of the media in the 21st century.
Media in the 21st century is the moving vehicle that carries every heart and every heart of the message. Every heart and every heart of the message. So if you are a leader, if you are a business person, and you don't find your foot at the door of media, you will be behind by 10 years or a decade behind. So media now is the vehicle that can transport products, that can transport messages, visions, whatever you have. It can be a small, you can be a terror, you can be a barber, a saloon lady or a barber man. Whatever you do, media in the 21st century we're in, that is the greatest vehicle that moves faster than anything else.
Wow. So that's the power of media. Do you think our old people, those in their 60s and 70s, should be on media, whether it be social media, whether it be Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn? How important it is for people today to be found on media platforms?
The question is that how do you want to become relevant in the present time? So if you're going to be relevant, you need to move with time. So you can't operate like in 1972. You can't operate like in 1960s. You have to be relevant by using the platform that are present in the present era. So if you are not being productive in catching up, that's why you need your mind, your skills to be updated all the time so that you don't become outdated. So now, it doesn't matter what you are and what you do, even if your age. If you do not update yourself in terms of knowledge, skills, and the software of the present age that are moving things like media, you are going to remain behind. So no matter what you have, if you are not in the present movement of what the media is, even if you're old, you're going to become irrelevant.
Absolutely true. They now say the whole world has become a global village.
Yes.
And the market square. Do you remember the market square when we were young?
Yeah.
We all went to
the marketplace.
to the marketplace.
Yes.
And the marketplace, the market square, the CBD, Central Business District, was a place for transaction, for exchange of information, what's trending, what's happening in town.
Yes.
But if you lived in Livingston, you did not know what was going on in Lusaka.
Yes.
If you lived in Windhoek, you did not know what was going on in Johannesburg. You did not know what was going on in London. But the 21st century has brought these beautiful social media platforms that allows you to be in sync and in connection with the whole world in a twinkling of an eye. The whole world is on the media platform. And so if you're not on any media platform, you are living outside this world that has become a global village.
True.
You are living outside the global village.
Yes.
And what amazes me today is the fact that some people on Facebook are making a great amounts of money,
yes,
while some people are just going there for fun.
Yeah.
This reminds me when we were growing up, you see, we used to all bath and say we're going to town, when your parents told you're going to town, it's shopping. And the people that are coming to the CBD, to town center, called Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, they're just coming to be spectators. How does one become an economic participator using social media? Because this began to lead us to a new concept in the terms of finance, what we're going to call the social economy.
The social economy.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you want to say something on the social economy and how one can become relevant and become a participator on the social platforms rather than just being there as a spectator cheering everyone? You're the one who's always liking other people's posts and commenting on other people's posts and making other people rich. You've been on social media for years. You've not even gotten a cent.
Yeah.
How do we create value on social media and become more relevant so that we just don't go there to socialize, but we can increase our economic power while socializing?
You see, over the years, history has taught us that you have two classes of people. You have the consumers, and then you have the producers. So whichever area you are in, you are always going to find a group of people, either the consumers or the producers.
Just before we took the break, we were discussing of the fact that the whole world has become a one global village, and it doesn't matter where you are, whether South or North Pole, you can engage and connect to anywhere in the world. And we said if you're not on any social media platforms, then you're operating outside the global village. But however, there are people who just come to the social platforms and they never tap into the social economy because they're not participating. They're just spectators. They come to like and comment and use these platforms for schmoozing and chit-chatting and leaving no value. So we asking my guest to help us understand how one can navigate through these social platforms, how they can become spectators and create value so that they tap into this 3 billion social economy available 24/7 every day at the right fingertips of your life. Yes, sir.
So I would say that history has recorded that over life we have consumers and producers. So whether we have revolved in terms of technology platform, the world becoming a global village, you still have the same system. You have the producers and the consumers. And when you come to social media, you have the two types of people. They're just people who go there on platform to consume whatever is there, click buttons, gossip and all that. They're just there to consume. There's no productivity they are bringing. And then still the social media, you have people who are producers. Now producers, they produce to benefit, to grow, to expand in all aspects of life. So you have all these two types of people on social media. Now, when we came into the 21st century, internet opened up through computer technology, and then people begin to network. People have become millionaires within months and weeks because of the social media. They are able to sell product on social media across Africa, across the world. We are able now to be able to link people. I'm seated here, we have clients, I'm seated here in Namibia, we have clients in Angola, South Africa, Malawi, Burundi, you know, so many countries, but you're seated in one place, yet the business and the transaction is happening. Right on your fingertips of your cell phone, people becomes millionaires. Now, this was a bit difficult back in the days, because back in the days was the physical movement. Now it's electronic movement. You move yourself through electronically. Now, one guy can sit up in India and cut off a mango from a tree and still on the tree dial a number or put it on social media, still on the tree, and people can start buying the mango. Well, is in India, and after it comes down from the tree, he already sends it. That's how business has worked. Now you can just dial the numbers and people would bring the stuff to your doorsteps. There are now a lot of companies that can move stuff from one country to the next. People have started tapping into China, and all that China is tapping into Africa. There is this business happening right on the social media platforms. So if a person is not tapping into that, it doesn't matter what type of business. You can be a hairdresser, you can be selling clothes, you can be a speaker, you can be a sports person. Whatever product you bring to the earth, you can still make money on social media. It just depends with the mindset. Are you a consumer or a producer?
Wow, you had it right there, and that's a big question for you to answer. In this life, are you a producer or are you a consumer? If you're a consumer, you are activating a software of financial lack and poverty. If you're a producer, you're activating a software of wealth and riches and financial success. Well, you heard it all from our guest. Let's now get into today's topic, and it all links to what we've already been discussing so far. We're going to discuss the power of networking and relationship building. It doesn't matter where you go. It doesn't matter where you are. You will always meet people. And the ability to learn how to connect and engage and deliver value to people is what makes you a winner in life. You cannot like positions without liking people. You cannot like prosperity without liking people. Everything you need is wrapped up, embedded, and hidden in people. And so today, we want to zero in to help you how to network for the purpose of building valuable relationships. Well, I love the word of the living God, the Bible, the scriptures, because it's the greatest and oldest book that has ever been on the face of the earth, the most criticized book, yet the most best-selling book of all time. And it says, the second greatest commandment is to love your neighbor as you love yourself. Anthony, NM.
Yes.
In your own life experiences, what is the importance and the power and the purpose of relationships?
Okay. I had a previous interview and I said this statement. Your network is your net worth. You're only worth as far as the relationship you have. Money comes and goes, things you can build and they break up. So the constant, your net worth is your network. The level of relationship and the value of relationship you have determines your worth. Low people, and somebody said this, said low class people hang out with low class people who only talk about things. They gossip people. The low class people, they hang around their relationship of low class people and they just talk about people. They just gossip. And then you have the middle class people. It's people who hang around middle class mindset and they talk about things. They'll talk about cars. They'll talk about houses. And then you have the third level of people. It's high class people. High class people meet with high class people to talk about ideas. So there are three levels of people. So whichever you find yourself in what level, at the end of the day, the relationship you have determines your worth. The value you have determines the value of the relationship you're going to get into and the relationship you engage in. If you are the high-class people who can only meet with people to talk about ideas, how do we make money on social media? When can we move to Dubai and check out some product? When are we going to South Africa for a seminar? When are we coming to Zambia to launch the best TV? All these ideas, what is on the market? This is what high-class mindset meet to talk about. So your network is your net worth. The level of relationship you build determines the level of value, the level of wealth that you have around you. So relationship becomes very, very important. Now, building relationship, that's what counts. Because when you're talking about network and relationship, I need to trust you. If I'm going to invest 50,000 into your business, and trust is not birthed overnight. You don't just meet people and greet them and stuff like that. You don't build trust on perception. Okay? You build trust on the product that is visible, which is a person, how you relate in terms of values. And it takes time to cultivate a relationship with somebody. And that's why people are missing it. So when you have built, let's talk about this, doctor. If I build a relationship with high-class people, just 10 people. 10 people that one can connect me to a bank loan of 5 million. One relationship can connect me to all the things in India to a certain company. One relationship. Then the 10 people, just 10 people of high-class value thinkers, I'm a millionaire.
Agreed. In the world where there's so much toxic, toxin, gossip, backbiting, people are afraid of building relationships. How does one keep on building relationships when these relationships can either break you or build you? What's the wisdom there, really?
Everything in life is a risk. You get in a relationship, it's a risk. You are not in a relationship, it's a risk.
Even sleeping is a risk.
Sleeping is a risk.
You may not wake up.
You may not wake up. Not sleeping is a risk. So whatever you engage into in life, as long as you are living, to take every leap of faith is a risk. Not taking the step of faith is a risk. So, which one would you prefer? Because I've been heartbroken many times. Because I've been betrayed many times. Therefore, I don't want to get in a relationship. It means you don't want to grow. You don't want to expand. That's what you're saying. That's what you're saying. So, as much as there's been betrayal, backbiting, and evil, everybody is trying to take advantage of you, steal from you, take something from you. At the end of the day, they are still people. Whatever has happened to you has to be a lesson. You need now to develop skills, relational skills, discernment skills, to be intuition skills, to be able to detect somebody's personality from a distance.
Share with us at least 3 most beautiful relationship skills that can help one connect and build a lasting relationship, because I've also realized that every relationship has a tipping point.
Yeah.
And the tipping point is when the relationship mature. This happens, with the banks. You put money in your fixed account, and they say it matures after 90 days, or it matures after 30 days.
Yes.
Meaning before 90 days you could not withdraw.
Yes.
Because the money has not reached its tipping point where it matures for you to withdraw. Some relationships comes to help you become a multi-millionaire, become a better man, become a better son, better brother. Some relationships come to launch you into a greater business, but all these relationships have tipping points. They have dates and times when they have to mature. But some relationships could only mature after 10 years. Some relationships will mature after 10 months, 10 weeks, 10 days, 10 hours. Now, before the relationship matures, you must maintain the relationship. You must create the relationship, maintain the relationship, manage the relationship, keep the relationship interesting until the time the relationship matures for it to reveal the purpose behind it. The ability to know, I got to make a relationship with Mr. Muyunda so I can be in business with him 5 years from today. What are some of those relationship skills that helps one to first create a relationship, second manage the relationship, and third keep the relationship interesting until the day it matures?
You see, there are a lot of people that they are not getting into their season of harvest, their season of reaping, because they keep abortion. They keep aborting relationship before they can. You see, a woman is pregnant. She has to go through the process of 9 months for the child to be matured and be birthed. But the moment you are not willing to bear with the changes that comes with the pregnancy, and then they'll tell you the trimesters, first, second, third, and every time there's a change, there's a discomfort, there is maybe a vomit, there is so many discomfort that happens in the process to the maturity of the baby to be produced. So many people, they are not willing. Now, it's guaranteed there is milk and honey in the promised land, but are you willing to go through the process to the promised land? In the process, there will be persecution. In the process, there is a need for persistence to get to the promised land. So are you willing in the process to be in the wilderness, ensuring that I'm going to get to the promised land? So there's a need for persistence. So the first thing, in the process of any relationship, be it romantic relationship, business relationship, you need patience. That is the first element that is powerful across the board. The word patience means waiting while seeing progress. Waiting while seeing. So I'm waiting, but I can see things moving. I am patient. I need to see progress while I'm waiting. That's the first element. You need to understand that there are people who would come into your life with certain habits that they need to unlearn, and they need to relearn certain things. They need to go through a metamorphosis, the transformation. So therefore, as they are going through that and they are adjusting certain habits, maybe you meet them, they have a great talent, but they don't have a habit of professionalism, the habit of excellence. So you need to, as you help them, you wait patiently while they are working on themselves. You can see the progress while waiting for them to reach to a level where we can now both benefit at the higher level. That's patience.
So patience is a skill.
It is a skill you learn. We are not born patient. We are not born patient.
I think I see that when a baby is born, my God, when the baby is hungry.
Yes.
Or he knows,
quick, they have no time to wait.
I'm coming.
The mother has to run towards them.
So every baby literally has no patience.
We have no patience.
I want to agree with you that none is born
with patience.
With patience. Therefore, it should be your personal responsibility and intention to develop that skill.
The skill of patience.
Patience. Take us, before we go to your next skill, take us a little bit in the waters, in the deep waters. Show us how, how do I develop this skill of patience?
Yes. The relationships you're building.
And then patience with your dream.
With your dream.
And then patience with God.
Yes. All those are levels of patience. That illumination of Elisha now brings us to the second level. In terms of building relationship network.
Relationship skills. So number one is patience.
Patience. The second level is tolerance. Now, I said Elijah is a guy you cannot put up with his behavior. He has a short temper. He is aggressive. He really doesn't care whether you follow him or not. Actually, he's chasing you. He's chasing the young boy. Say, go back. What do you need from me? Okay? He has that arrogance. He said, I don't care. I don't need you. So you need now tolerance. Tolerance is, my mother would say it better, live in peace with things you cannot change. Elisha needed greater things to launch himself into an elevation of world changes, but he cannot change Elijah's attitude.
Would you say that again? Look into your camera and make that statement one more time.
Elisha needs a skill, needs an impartation, he needs knowledge from this guy, Elijah, but he has to have tolerance because he cannot change the personality of Elijah. So live in peace with things you cannot change, while pursuing in that relationship what is the most important.
As a matter of fact, networking, networking.
Yes.
Networking. Working to increase your net.
Yes.
Networking, which for me leads to your next work.
Next work. Yes.
And then your next work determines your net worth. But the biggest transaction in networking is selling. Working. N-E-T.
Yeah.
Working.
Yeah.
Networking is working on your net.
On your net.
Networking leads you to your next work.
Okay.
And your next work determines your net worth. But between your next work and your network is the biggest transaction called selling.
Selling. Yes.
Now, I want to come to your point where you say tolerance is making a decision to live with attitudes and people and places and problems you cannot change.
Yes.
The very two powerful theories are used for winning in life. One is called adaptation, one is called assimilation.
Okay, great.
Assimilation is becoming like them.
Like them.
Adaptation is sounding like them. Joseph didn't assimilate. He adapted.
He adapted.
This is the wisdom of the serpent, and people don't want to talk about this, but I'm so thrilled to watch a snake. A snake is one of those animals that thrills me, intrigues me, and want to learn. And here's the reason why.
Yes.
When you go to a clinic and you look at the doctor's emblem, it has a rod and it's got two snakes running around it.
Yes.
The snake is a symbol of healing and wisdom.
Yes.
Right? Be as wise
as a serpent.
Oh my goodness. What's the wisdom of the serpent? The wisdom of the serpent is the ability to adapt but not assimilate. So if a snake came here, now if the snake walked in here, the first thing it will notice is that this place is brown. So the first thing it will do is to change its color into brown so that it looks like what you have, so you cannot notice it as a stranger. See, the only there are no difficult buyers. There are only incompetent sellers.
Okay, great.
No one buys from a stranger.
No.
The number one job of a network marketer is to use the wisdom of a serpent. You have to quickly change to the color, adapt
into their system.
Into their system. Look like them, speak like them, walk like them. Because we don't like anything that is unfamiliar. We love things that are familiar.
That sounds like us, dress like us.
That's right, And so the snake adapts. It does not assimilate, because if it assimilates, it won't bite. So it has to keep. I tell people,
keep its original idea and the goal is to bite.
It gives you your mind. It never gives you your heart.
Yes.
This is what I tell women. I hope Maria, wherever she is, she's listening. I say to Miunda, never give your heart to the woman or to the man. Give them your mind and give your heart to the Lord. So when people come and say, he broke my heart, I say, you foolish. Why did you give him your heart? Give him your mind. You're supposed to give your heart to the Lord. So that's what a serpent does. A serpent gives you the mind, but never the heart. Because no matter how it looks like you, eventually
it has to bite.
It'll bite you, right? So in the biggest transaction in networking is selling it. But how do you sell? You have 4, and then we're talking about relationship. You've got 4 customers in the world.
Yes.
Everyone is wired and designed and trained and empowered to only sell to one customer, leaving the 4 customers. So we have the red, the blue, the yellows, and the greens.
Yes.
Now, the blue, no one buys product, by the way. No one buys products and services.
Yes.
People buy themselves.
They see themselves into the product.
And then they buy.
Okay, great.
So you as a salesperson, you should have the wisdom to connect the product to the people so that people can see themselves in the product. So what do blue sees? Blue sees fun and excitement. Fun, excitement, entertainment. These guys, the blues, they never stop talking. They live to enjoy life. So you don't go and sell Super Life STC 30 to them as health. You go to them and say, you know, there is a next party happening 2 months from now, and this product will give you all the energy, all the beauty to go to the party, to be admired, and to have the energy. Whoa, you selling fun, you don't sell that. So that becomes a courier of what they want. Right now, if you are a blue You can only sell to blues.
Yeah.
But, and the purpose of this program is to teach you to sell to all the four.
All the four.
The reds. Who are the reds? The reds are bossy people. They are powerful people. In fact, if you go to the red and say, "So how are you? How's your family?" You know, a red will look at you and say, "What the hell in the world do you know what about my family?"
Yes.
I'm not here to talk about my family. Are you my doctor? I'm here to talk about business. The reds talk about money, power, possessions, positions. In my language, these guys have got ego. So when you're selling STC 30 to them, how do you sell to them? How do you position to them?
Yes.
You say, "Sir, this will give you power in bed and power in the boardroom."
That's a good one. That's a good one.
This will give you power in the bedroom and in the boardroom. This thing was designed to increase your power. When you walk in, everyone will feel your energy.
Girls, close the door. Yeah.
And so,
Lucas,
so
tell the girls and close the door.
So how you sell to the blues is not how you sell to the reds. Because the reds buy power, the blues buy excitement.
Okay, great.
I am a green. And as a green, I don't buy excitement, and I don't buy power. All of us greens, we buy authenticity and guarantees. We buy success stories. So if you want to sell to me, you have to say 1,000 people have bought this, and these are their testimonies. This is the guarantee. Because we are thinkers, we analyze. Our first thing is to doubt everything we see. So you must destroy our doubt. So you don't come and say, "This will make you powerful." I'm already powerful. I'm a thinker. So we the greens, if you sell us power, we're not interested. If you sell us excitement, we like being alone. We don't know. Excitement and parties put us off.
It's not our
But we like to be intrigued. We like to be shown facts. Right? We want anything that has got gray areas, we don't buy in. It is either black or white. STC 30, the founder was sick and he discovered this and he used it, and then this one used it. So give us the facts. We buy facts. We buy success stories. We buy testimonials. We buy authenticity.
Those are the greens now.
These are the greens. And then you've got the mighty yellows. The mighty yellows are not buying authenticity. They're not buying guarantees. They're not buying power. They're not buying excitement. You know what they buy? Security and friendliness. Can I trust you? You see, when yellows walk in here, they are looking at you. Are you difficult to work with? Can I call you at any time? Do you just want my money or you want me? They want security. Because when something goes wrong, they don't know how to complain. When something goes wrong, they don't know how to call you back. So they want friendship first. Can you be my friend? Because if I can trust you, then I can buy. And so in building relationships, even in talking to your own children, you know, when you go home and you've got 4 kids, if the ready child comes to you to greet you from the trip, they say, "Daddy, what did you bring for me?" Right? They're interested in power. Did you bring me my phone? This your child is not saying, "Hi, Dad, how you doing?" They want power from you. And your yellow baby says, "Oh, Dad, I miss you. Give me a hug. Oh, you've not been eating. Oh, Daddy, tell me, how was the trip? Tell me." They want fellowship. They want friendship. They want trust. The blues say, "Hey, Daddy, you here? Mommy! Oh, hey, my daddy is here." Excitement. The greens will be like, "Tell us.
What really happened? Give us the details."
Give us the details.
So doctor, then how do I know if I approach a person, is he a green, a blue, a yellow, or a red? How do I know? The moment I approach the person to say, "Okay, this is the type of a person I'm dealing with."
And that's a beautiful question. And I think the first question before that question is, as a salesperson, you must behave like a serpent. You must always change to the color. But how do you know? So which color do you want us to start with?
Let's start with the blues.
How do you know this is a blue? So all the blues have a fast pace to their walk. No blues walk slow. All blues walk fast, all blues talk fast, and all blues are very flamboyant in their dressing.
Okay.
So I can tell you the way she looks, her hairstyle, her dress, she's flamboyant. She's a blue.
She's a blue.
Right.
Okay.
All blues have these. When a blue walks in the room, everybody begins to laugh.
Okay.
When a blue walks in the room becomes warm.
Okay.
The blues are the only people who argue and win a conversation, not even knowing what they were saying. You ask them, so where did you get that point from? Which point? The one is, I can't remember. Okay, but they can also exaggerate. Right. If you go into a bus and you sit next to the blue, you say, how are you? This is a total stranger. Oh, I'm fine today, but yesterday I was sick, so I went to the hospital. And you're like, if I'm a groom, like, too much information.
Yes.
They don't even know me. The blues want to give it to all, and so you pretend to be dozing. The blues say, hey, by the way, let me tell you something about this. Blues never stop to talk. That's why they're the best salespeople in the whole world. So the way they dress, if they had the money, they love the BMW, they love the City Golf, they love all these flamboyant, fast, fancy cars. You can tell this one.
This is a blue.
It's a blue. So probably if we look at her nails, if we look at, there's always something flashing about her. Okay. So you can tell. Am I right?
That's a blue.
That's a blue, right?
So we go to the next.
Which color do you want to pick?
Okay, let's take the green.
The green. So the green, the very first thing you notice about the green.
And also add a little bit of social media. Since we're in the network marketing, we're going to use social media. If I go to a platform and then check, say, okay, this one is a green. How do I identify?
So first is the diplomacy.
Okay.
Right? As you walk in the office of the green, there's going to be some odor.
Okay.
In the office.
They love odor.
Oh, yes. Everything must be in its place. There's going to be, the table is order. The way they dress, you could see they paid attention to the way they were dressing, the way they stand. Okay. They're paying attention to everything.
Detail.
When you walk in, the chances are they will greet you by your name.
Okay.
Right? And when you walk into the office of a green, even before they greet you, they're going to look at their watch.
What time you're walking in?
What time you're walking in, what time they should spend with you. Are you late? And if you are late and if you don't deal with that, they're not buying anything from you because they're already offended. You did not honor them by being on time. So just that will be everything you can tell. They make their hair in a certain way. Everything is detailed. The way they sit, everything is in order.
Yes.
And the greens are the most intelligent people.
Yeah.
They are very brainy, but it takes them years to become successful because they read too much into the weather. So they're the most difficult people to sell, by the way, because they say, oh yeah, it's a good product, but
there's always a but.
There's always a but. If you hear that, you're dealing with Mr. Green. All right?
Yeah.
And then they'll stop talking about the product and they'll ask questions like, where is it from? Who's the founder? What's the company? You guys, are you registered? Who walks in the shop to buy something and you're asking, are you registered?
Yeah.
If you hear that question, you're dealing
with a green.
It will come out within the first 2-3 minutes. Okay.
So, how do I identify? I'm walking social media. How do I identify the yellow?
So, the yellows will pretend like they're not listening. Okay. As a matter of fact, they're extremely reserved and quiet. You'll actually be asking yourself, is this guy interested in what I'm saying or not? The yellows are unconcerned. The yellows are not participating.
Yeah.
All you could see is either a smile or a moody face. You want, what wrong did I do to you, dude? But the number one sellout, if you want to know this is a yellow, it's difficult for them to say no. They'll just be saying yes. Can I get you water? Yes. Or do you want a Coke? Yes. Sprite? Sure. They're afraid to give you their opinion. If a woman is dating a yellow, the man is not proposing for the next 10 years. He will just say, I love you. If you see those families that never go for holidays,
Yes.
the man is a yellow. He can never initiate. Yellows were born to be followers. They're the best managers. They are never born to be leaders. Yes, 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 yes. You drive out now, you find a yellow. Hey, Mr. Yellow, how are you? Fine. Where are you going? To town. To do what? To print these papers. I'm going there for 3 hours. Can you escort me? Yes. They will just follow. That's how you know. They're also difficult to sell because they don't know whether they should buy or not. They cannot initiate. They cannot make up their mind. Right?
Yeah.
But once you sell them friendship and trust, they are buying, and when they reach home, they're like, I don't know where I bought it. Because they don't know how to say no.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And the mighty raids.
The mighty raid.
So I strongly believe everyone has two colors, a dominant one and another color. Ye are a green raid.
Me.
Yes.
Wow. Amazing.
All right. Raids, by the time they are 30, they've tested money. They've tested life. In fact, by the time they're 21, their virginity is broken. They're fearless. Wow. These guys, it's like when everyone is running away from your circumstances, they want to face it. They're the lions, they're the eagles. Without them, we'll have no presidents, we'll have no CEOs, we'll have no leaders. You cannot be a president, you cannot be a CEO and win if you're not a red. They're very dominant, they're very powerful, they like to control. If a raid takes you for lunch, he will just say, hey, test this, hey, give my, I'm like, I don't eat that. No, you're gonna enjoy it. So these guys, you don't need anything to sell them because they're controlling you. So what do you sell them? Power. Sir, ma'am, this will make you more powerful. This will give you authority. This will make everyone. So if a raid bought a watch for $100 Namibian and say, oh, your watch is powerful. They bought it in Katutura and bought it for 100 million. So your watch is powerful. They would say, oh yes, when I went to London, I paid $1,000. Right? So how do you know the rates? So just start a story. Have you seen what's been happening? Did you hear what the president said? The minister says, now actually the minister is my neighbor. The minister lives 10 kilometers away. Says, oh, my minister, actually the minister went to school with my father. They always connect and associate themselves to powerful places and powerful. I'm sure you know people like that. So hey, this one is a rate. Now if you try to deny them power, they will hate you. If you give them power, they'll love you. So when I am with the raid, I worship them. I compliment them. I tell them how powerful their watches, their shoes. I'm like, yes. Then they'll buy anything for you, and they'll buy anything from you. So that's how. And so in relationship building, the ability to speak to the raids the way they like to be spoken to. There's a difference between the golden rule and the platinum rule. The golden rule says, "Do unto others
as you do unto yourself."
Okay, but that doesn't work in network marketing.
Okay.
Here's a platinum rule. Do unto others as they wish to be done unto themselves. You want to give me a high five on that? Right?
That's a great one. Treat them the way they want to be treated.
That's what makes you a winner in life. Treat people the way they want to be treated, not the way you want to treat them. Right? So you walk into this Nigerian office, you go like, hey, good to see you, man. Gonna talk like they're fighting.
Yes.
And you walk to the my uncle and say, Your Majesty. And you walk to the bliss and say, give me a high five. See, and that's what makes you a winner in life.
Yeah.
And that's the strongest way to build in a relationship that becomes transactional and transformational. You do not need any kind of your relationship should either be transformational. It's transforming you. It's transforming your business. It's transforming everything about you. Or it's transactional. It's bringing money to you. The only way to do that is to be a master with people. And so here's the last thing I want to say, because I'm the one interviewing you. Here's the last thing. If you don't know what people want, you've already succeeded in becoming the worst failure. If you don't know what people want and choose to give them what you want, you are a successful failure. The first thing is to always know, what does this one want? And in negotiating, that's what we say. Immediately you come to the table, you say, what do you want? Well, I want STC 30. Well, it's 1,200. I'm not going to give you that money. Fine, I agree with you. You can't give me that money. So depending if it's a red, I won't give you that money. It's not that they don't have the money. It's because it's not giving them power. You said, okay, sir. Well, what are your names again? My name is Stephen Abrahams. Okay, give me a moment. Can I speak to my boss? Yes. Hello. You spend a few minutes to come back. Mr. Stephen Abrahams, I just spoke to my boss. My boss actually knows you and says you're the most powerful man in this community. He is shocked. Why you cannot pay that money? He's insulting me. He says, how do you insult such a great man? That's a great man. That man is nothing. What did you do so sad? Please forgive me. I don't know. My boss says you're the greatest man. And you know what Mr. Radio say? Well, how much did you say? 1,200. I'll give you 1,500. 300 is for airtime. Yes. Because you just spoke into the red, right? Yes. I think that's what makes one a winner in relationship building.
Wow. That's quite amazing. That's quite amazing. Whew. Yeah. Your network is your net worth.
Your network determines your next work.
Yes.
And your next work determines your net.
So you have to shift, like, from where you are to your next work.
That's right. The purpose of the network is to find your next work. That's the reason we go into this networking, is to find really your next work. And this is where you work with these four people, the blues. Their professional name is called the sanguines, the blues. And then the greens are called the melancholies. And the reds are called the cholerics. And the yellows are called the phlegmatics. If you can network with them properly, they're going to give you your next work. And your next work begin to change the balance on your bank account. And that's amazing. And so really, they're not difficult people. They're only incompetent communicators.
Wow. Now that's a big one, doctor. That's a big one.
All right, we want to take a break. My guest is overwhelmed, amazed, and excited. If we don't come back, it's because behind the scenes, things happened.